What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Dawg House Podcast with your host JayRod and
JDawg.
It's Christmas. It's about to be Christmas. So if you're watching this after Christmas, let us know what you guys got for Christmas. What was your favorite gift? Have you gotten people gifts?
Yes and no. I'll get my gifts once I'm at home, just because I don't like trying to get them and fly and pack all of them. So I have stuff in mind to get, but I'll get it once I get home. Because I'll get home once a few days before Christmas.
Yeah.
So. What about you?
I bought quite a few gifts.
Quite a few.
Yeah, I probably spent nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
$300-$400.
Well.
It's easy to just every time I step outside, if I go anywhere aside from the gym, I'm spending $100.
Really?
Bro. A fucking smoothie's $20.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
A fucking smoothie is $20.
That's a good point. I just noticed that when we went to I said Weibo, you weren't with us this time. While you were out of town, me, Nicky Rod, Ethan, Liam, and Austin went to Chipotle after practice. Mm-hmm. And I was getting Chipotle, and it was $18 some, and I was like,
bro,
I remember this being $9.
Yeah, Chipotle. I go to the same Chipotle every single day, or not every day, but when I go there, I order the same thing, mm-hmm. right? And the order ranges. I get the exact same thing every single day. And the order ranges from $13 and something cents to $21. That's on the input.
They're ringing you up wrong. Something.
That's what I'm saying. They're ringing it up incorrectly, inconsistently.
Yeah.
Some of the workers, they'll ring it up as 13. Sometimes it'll be 16 or 18, and then sometimes it'll be 21.
Sometimes I see 18. I'm like, I feel like it should not be 18 for Chipotle bowl.
The amount of food they get, someone made it at home, and it was it cost me $2.26 for one bowl. I was like, all right.
So besides food, what are you spending that you're it's $100 every time I go?
Bro, I went outside I went to Target to grab a gift. It was a $15 gift, and then somehow I spent $80.
Somehow
I spent $80. I saw a bowl, and I was like, fuck, that's kind of sick. And now I have a bowl for my kind of 80s style room or 70s style room. Mm-hmm. I felt like I had to get that. What else did I get? I got this chocolate dip, right? But it's healthy. It's healthy. I'll tell you why it's healthy. It's because the dip is literally just hummus.
Wow.
So it's high in protein, high in fiber.
Okay.
And it's not too high in sugar or anything. It's literally just, I'm pretty sure it's just about hummus with cacao in it. Cacao powder. So it's very chocolate. It's very chocolate.
So hummus, a bowl, and the gift, and it's $80. Boom.
Yeah, gone. Yeah.
We'll go to the grocery store. And here recently we've been going to Trader Joe's.
Dude,
I like Trader Joe's.
Yeah, you're gonna spend a lot of fucking money there.
It's supposed to be cheaper, which I think it is compared to places like Costco and stuff.
I don't know. Is it?
I think so. I don't know if it's supposed to be cheaper or just healthier.
I think it's supposed to be healthier.
Or healthier and cheaper. I don't know, but I know it's one of those. Healthier, yeah. But I mean, it's kind of the same no matter where you go, though, to be honest. Sometimes we'll leave with 2, maybe 3 bags, and it's $130.
Yeah.
2 bags. I'm like,
this isn't anything. This isn't anything. This is for
the bags are full with stuff, right? We have I get a little bit of steak, some chicken. So the meats are just, dude. The meats is the whole price, the whole bag.
Yeah.
As far as price.
That's why I'm gonna get a cow.
That's why you gotta kill it yourself.
I'm gonna get a cow, get a chicken, raise them on my own. People raise bunnies for meat, like rabbits for meat.
What?
And they'll like breed them.
That's horrible.
I don't think so. It's pretty. It's the
a
same.
bunny,
it's the same
horrible.
thing.
A rabbit, sure. No one cares about
Are
rabbits.
they not exactly the same?
No.
What's the difference?
Bunnies are fluffy, cute. Rabbits are scrawny and fast, like a hare.
This is actually like
science? I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
You look at a bunny, you look at like a rabbit or a hare. They're different.
Okay. So I'm not sure which one they raise, but one of those two bastards, they're reproducing them, and they'll get like, I think the guy said like 300 pounds of meat in a year.
Jeez, from a rabbit?
From rabbits.
From breeding rabbits.
Yeah. And and all they do is chow down on grass. So it's like super. You get a lot of land.
That's crazy. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, in the future, because someone asked me a good question. I was like, it's so true. All these like big monopoly like food businesses are buying out like ranches and farmers and stuff. And so someone was like, well, who's making the food? If
the bad people.
Exactly. It's like, who's making the food if we're buying out all the farmers and taking their land, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's like, what is it called? Like GMO or something? I don't know what it's called, but it's like
genetically modified organism.
Genetically modified, exactly. It's like, it's fake food. Like they're starting to make fake food.
Well, all the food is, there's organic and then there's GMO. The GMO, it can be anything, even if it's real, it can still be genetically modified. Like, like they literally just modify the genetics. If you look at like a watermelon, for example, an organic watermelon from decades ago versus a watermelon nowadays. It's very, very different. Yeah.
I think they're going to get to a point where they're just straight up making food from a lab. Like, it's not like, oh, here's meat, let's modify it to make it juicier, bigger, whatever.
Well, they do that now.
Yeah, they do that now.
Yeah.
But I'm talking like straight up, like, they'll make meat from scratch that's like not from an animal.
Yeah. Well,
When we get to that point, it's like, brother,
they pretty much do that with the Beyond Meat shit.
That's so bad.
Vegan. Whatever.
The meat glue. I've talked to you about that before, dude. Look it up.
Yeah.
The meat glue.
Yeah.
Meat does not raise your cholesterol and mess with your heart. It's the meat glue in it. Someone confirm that, please.
What else is there?
Have you heard? Did you hear about the execution or murder of the CEO of United Healthcare?
Yeah. Also, before I wanted to mention they're not buying out the farmers' land. What they're doing is have you ever seen Super Size Me?
A long time ago in middle school.
So I think there's a second Super Size Me. Did you see that?
No.
Okay, so there's a second Super Size Me where the guy went into pretty much exposing the whole like the chicken industry. And the issue with the chicken industry is like literally like big chicken.
Big chicken.
He essentially the farmers had to do certain guidelines or whatever, and essentially like lead to mistreating the chickens and unhealthy ways and whatnot that will lead to not as good meat. But it was following the guidelines of the people supplying the chickens to the chicken farmers, right? And if they don't abide by those guidelines, they get a bad batch of chickens, and then they're fucking broke because they can't make money off the chickens, right? Like suddenly all these chickens are having heart attacks and fucking dying and shit.
Yep.
So big chicken, it's fucking that shit up. They're forcing the chickens to grow at really fast rates.
Yeah.
That also leads to them having heart attacks. It also leads to them not being as good meat wise because the meat's just not good.
Speaking of just unhealthy, blah blah blah, no one will ever be able to convince me, ever, that clouds are real. Ever.
What? Why?
I was driving home last night, at night, and what I'm about to explain, I've seen the same type of thing during the day, right? But I see all these clouds in the sky, and they're like gray looking because it's night. You had the moonlight kind of shining through them. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, like those are cool looking clouds. And then I'm driving, and I see a factory just shooting this gobs of smoke, pollution up into the sky, and it looks identical to clouds I thought I saw. Right? Just I watch it. I've done this before. I've pulled over on the side of the road and I've watched it. Right? Poof! It comes out. Looks just like the clouds I see in the sky, fades right into the clouds, and it goes. I see it taking it down, and there it goes, back at just mushing all into the clouds. I'm like, people who are going to see that a mile down are going to be like, those are clouds, and it's not. I just watched it come out of this factory. I just watched it come out of the.
They're both gases.
Okay, well then the most I will go is like, okay, when you see clouds. Maybe. All right, let's just assume that water stops midair and just floats there for a long time. Let's just assume that's real. It's at
So you're saying gas isn't a thing?
Gas is a thing, but it's not water vapor.
Okay, so
I think that a lot of clouds are just smoke pollution, like gases from these factories.
well, yeah.
But that's not what clouds are. Clouds are the sun evaporating water from the earth,
And it turns into gas.
and then it turns into it's water vapor.
Yeah.
It's like water floating in the sky.
There's two different clouds.
Yes, I think these clouds are straight up like gas pollution from the factories, and that's what we mostly see. It's a mixture.
Yeah, it's definitely a mixture. You can't see. I don't know if you can see it over Austin right now, but you can see the ozone layer cloud or whatever over LA, like smog. Like you can see
smog. Yeah.
You can see that. I'm pretty sure people have said.
I don't know though, but when I saw that stuff coming out of the factory, I'm just like, bro, this is what we see all around the world. Like, what if all the smoke we see? Like, what if the sky is supposed to be clear, always?
I think we would. That sounds dreadful. Can you imagine no clouds on a summer day here in Austin, Texas?
Yeah, that would be bad.
We would just melt.
I don't know. I just wanted to put that out there because I was driving home and I saw it and I was like, bro, look at that. It's just the same thing. Those people down the road are going to be like, look at the clouds. But those aren't clouds. Or those aren't the clouds you think they are.
Yeah.
They're coming from, and scientists have already said and come out and admitted that they they make it rain or they control the weather sometimes. That's a real thing. You can read about that.
Where?
On the internet, several articles talking about how scientists shoot protons or like atoms like into clouds to make it rain and make it not rain and stuff.
Interesting. You can control the weather nowadays. It's fucking wild.
And don't get me started on the moon. Anyway.
I have. Well, if that were the case, what you're saying, what about like places where there's absolutely no pollution? Or you're saying pollution has just been going on for so long that all the clouds we see are
like places where there's like way up in like bum f nowhere out in the middle of nowhere mountain, there's still clouds. It's just because the wind has taken clouds from other places and just dispersed it. And over years and years and generations of these factory smoke clouds, it's like, yeah, they're going to make their way around the world eventually.
I see.
And then I had this thought too. As well. You could try. What was the thought? It was something like, I was like, it's so funny how when you tell someone like, oh, like God's real, they're like, bro, like no way, that's a fantasy. Like prove it, blah blah blah. But yet people are so quick. You could tell someone, do you believe in God? And they're like, no, I can't see him. He's not real, blah blah blah. And then you're like, okay, but the first time a teacher or a scientist told you, by the way, right now you're spinning 1,000 miles per hour on a rock. And by the way, the rock, while also spinning 1,000 miles per hour, it's also moving 1,000 miles per hour around the sun, and you're blazing through space at like super, super speeds right now. And we're like, first time someone told us that, we're like, seems legit to me. You didn't ask for any proof. You didn't ask for any evidence. You didn't like, well, I can't see it. I can't feel us spinning.
Yeah.
I can't feel us moving 1,000 miles per hour, so how do I know it's real? No one questioned it. Isn't that crazy?
The main thing that gets me is that blind and deaf lady that they told us while we were young. They're like, yeah, she wrote books and poems and whatever the fuck. Helen Keller.
Helen Keller.
Helen Keller, you're a fucking fraud. You don't exist.
You're a scammer to make money.
That stuff is fucking absurd.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, this was something that they told us to probably try to encourage us to like do what we want to do when we grow up.
Yeah,
that
something.
Type of shit.
Oh, yeah. Helen
Bro,
Keller.
there is absolutely no way this chick was blind and deaf from birth.
And deaf.
From birth. And wrote books. Are you kidding me? There's people that you can make them blind and deaf right now in their 20s and couldn't be capable
you
of
gotta
running
believe
a book.
in yourself, dude.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's pretty
crazy.
good. You know, she was walking in the walls, being carried around.
Yeah.
She would not know writing New York Times best-selling books.
Right. There is no way. No way.
It is pretty crazy.
Absurd.
I mean, well, you have people like, was it Mozart or Beethoven, who's deaf, made some of the best music in the world.
Really?
Like, you know, like
Just felt the vibrations.
you had the beautiful like violin and piano.
Yeah.
That was all like by Mozart's. It was Mozart's or Beethoven.
Could he see?
I think he could see.
Yeah.
He was just deaf.
I'll take one or the other. I can see people being blind and doing all these great things.
Stevie
and
Wonder.
people being exactly. Yeah.
He's blind. He plays the piano.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Crazy.
It's also like, I think a big factor with the whole losing your hearing and being deaf is whether you're doing these activities before.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, if you were born with it, then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
wow, that's really impressive.
Would you rather be blind or deaf? I'd say deaf. It saved me a lot of headache being deaf.
Yeah, I'd rather be deaf. Yeah, deaf for sure. Deaf for sure.
Why'd you do that? You didn't hear me tell you. No, I did not. Nope. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's a commercial about that, about the old man. He's like playing golf with this young guy, and like his wife pulls up in the parking lot. He's like, "Hey, and she comes over here like pretend like I'm deaf. I've convinced her I went deaf 20 years ago." and she thinks he's deaf, but like, he just starts faking it around her like 20 years ago. Oh, that's so funny. But I wanted to go back what I was saying.
But the clouds.
Was it the clouds? Was that in the clouds?
GMO. Organic.
Oh yeah, the GMO, the clouds thing. Oh yeah, about like the Earth spinning 1,000 miles per hour. Like there's no evidence. When someone is first told that, there's no evidence, and they're just like, okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, why do you believe that so quickly? Why do you believe all the figures in history that you're taught about in school? Like, you know, Napoleon, he killed 30 men in a battle, and we're all like, oh, okay, let me write that down.
Yeah.
How do you know?
Yeah.
But yet you mention God, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
show me the proof.
Yeah.
And it's like, Napoleon killed 30 men. Show me the proof. Well, there's 30 shell casings on the ground. Yeah, it's the middle of a battlefield. Of course there's going to be shell casings on the ground. Like, come on.
Did they even have they didn't have showcases back then.
No, there's
It
a
was
little
just like
freaking
a rock or something.
pieces of metal laying around. But yeah, it's like that phrase, history is only written by those who the winner or something like that.
Yeah, history's written by
So
the
it's like,
winner.
bro, probably half the stuff we know in history is wrong, just because
I wouldn't be opposed to that theory.
yeah, because the winners just skew the information to make it look like they're the good guys or they're the winners. You know?
Can you imagine if fucking Hitler won?
But you want to watch a very crazy documentary? It's crazy. Actually, I'm not gonna say it. I'll tell you after the podcast.
Okay. I watched a series while I was traveling.
A series of
Like a TV series.
like a TV show.
I watched a TV show for the first time in a very long time.
What TV show?
It's called Chernobyl.
Chernobyl.
It's about Chernobyl.
I assume it's about Chernobyl. I'm trying to think of like what if I heard. Is it more like a documentary style or an actual TV like show?
It's like a TV show. It was like won some awards. It was pretty good. It was about like the show mainly showed. It was on Amazon Prime. Sorry, it's the ash cracked dawn. It's 10 a.m. right now. the show mainly showed kind of how heavily the government wanted to hide all the issues or what was going on and put a lot of people at risk, a lot of lives at risk, due to a war going on and them not wanting to look like they're like imperfect in any sort of way.
Wow.
With that being said, that led to like pretty much the government not wanting people like other countries to see that they had a nuclear meltdown, essentially.
Yeah.
Explosion and whatnot, led to probably close to 100,000 deaths. It's not like it's not certain, and also still on record, from the on record on like that government's record, they only have 30, I want to say 31 or 33 deaths. Like the death toll from Chanobol explosion is just 30 something deaths.
What?
But it's killed like definitely over 4,000, could be up to 100,000.
Wow. And there's like, oh no, it was just 30.
They just hid.
A whole state's just been wiped off the map, basically, or inhabitable.
Yeah.
They're like, oh,
literally inhabitable still to this day. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Imagine how many things possibly the government like messed up or got wrong, killed a bunch of people. They like, oh, it was a terrorist attack, or oops, like, oopsie.
Yeah, it's yeah, they pretty much just lied to everyone, telling them they were safe by saying
that's
like,
crazy.
Oh, yeah, the reading is like the radioactive reading is like this number when it was like.
I wonder if they did that because they just didn't know, or if they did that because they're like, any survivors of this are going to sue us for a lot of money. We're going to have a lot of people suing us. Like just kill everyone.
They didn't say anything about being sued or any concern about people's lives. It was, do not let the Americans know that we are having this issue right now. Do not let the other countries show them that we're weak, essentially. Wow. And that alone got like.
Yeah, you ever think that there's just like such an extra level to like, so for example, like you could have someone who's managing a Chipotle, and then you have someone who's managing a whole country. That it's like there's just a whole different level of thinking that you have to be willing to do that people just wouldn't understand unless they're at that level. For example, 100,000 people die, right? And everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's so horrible. Like, F the government, blah, 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 blah. But like the person who's in that hot seat, like the president or the manager of the nuclear warfare, whatever, he's just like, listen, it's either 100,000 people die or we give off the message that our nuclear bombs aren't as stable as we claim they are or aren't as good as we claim they are. And now we get pushed or like a home invasion or something because a sign of weakness, like you said, of like, oh, their nuclear bombs won't even work. Like, threaten them. So that person in the seat has to make that call of like, hey, don't, basically let 100,000 people die of your own citizens for the sake of the other millions. You know what I mean? So everyone flicks you off, but it's like, hey, like, you got to make those calls in the big boy seat.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know, dog.
Sometimes I think about that.
All you had to do, literally all they had to do was move their people.
Evacuate
the area.
And it's like I feel like it got out anyway. I feel like
but it over the course of 40, 50 years, something like that. Then it got out. Over. That's essentially the main character or main point of view that it's shot through is one of the scientists, and he's trying to tell the people, tell the government people that it's like, no, this is very dangerous. Like, we need to evacuate. And they're just like, no. No. Like, the reading showed that it was 3 point something. And he was like, yeah, because that was the max reading off of this small one. Whereas when we brought, a massive, Geiger reading or whatever, the thing was, some absurd amount. That's, can kill you within, 2 minutes of being there in certain areas.
That is rough, man.
Yeah.
That is rough. That makes me think of those memes that it's like when you get an X-ray and they're like, oh, is this safe? And they're like, yeah. And like the person goes behind like a bulletproof glass and like shuts down all the whole freaking building before they start your X-ray. And you're sitting there just like, it's getting zapped with radiation. It's so true. It's like, man, there's probably so much like radiation that comes off from our phones, the microwaves, when we get X-rays just zapping us. And the whole time they're like, oh yeah, it's safe. But in reality, they're like, no, it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's rough.
I just looked up the radiation X-ray equivalent for Chanobol. It says, according to available information, the radiation exposure from the Chernobyl disaster for cleanup workers at the plant could be equivalent to 80,000 to 160,000 chest X-rays due to the high levels of radiation they received, reaching doses as high as 8,000 to 16,000 millisieverts, whatever the fuck that means. I don't know.
But it was basically equal to over 80,000 X-rays, like chest X-rays.
Yeah.
God.
From 80,000 to 160,000 chest X-rays.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's zaps you.
I'm pretty sure they all died.
Really, the workers that like were supposed to go in there and clean up.
Yeah. So essentially, they had the initial explosion. All those guys died, and then after those guys died, they had they didn't die immediately. They died from like burns and like radiation burns. So the radiation essentially is like the way they explain it in the show. It's like a radiation just like splits your atoms. So it continues splitting your atoms over and over and over again. And if you, like, one of the guys like grabbed the graphite, because like, oh, look, this black rock, picked it up, and then they're like, look at his hand, like fucking 2 minutes later, his hand's burning, just like melting away essentially. And all those cleanup workers were like that, and they ended up dying. They were all covered in those burns.
That is crazy,
faded
man.
away like that, yeah.
And imagine like we've gone to war, we've dropped bombs like that on people.
Yeah.
Too.
Just like eat people's skin.
And just devoured a whole area. And everyone's like, how are we ever going to survive from this? Oh, here comes another one. Yeah. We dropped 2 nukes on Japan.
Didn't Hiroshima is one of those places?
I believe so.
Hiroshima is like they've like recovered, right? Like it's not like
That's a good question. Yeah, because it's like, how come they recovered? But
why not? Yeah, Hiroshima is like they're chilling. They got tree blossoms here.
Door just gets busted in. SWAT team. You're not supposed to be asking these questions. That's a good point, though. Yeah, we dropped 2 bombs on there, and I wonder if they're back to
Looks like a habitable city. It's chilling. Yeah. Beautiful waters.
Wow. I wonder what was so special about Chernobyl.
Well,
it was like a radiation plant, right?
It was a nuclear power plant.
Oh, okay.
That had a explosion due to the head guy running the thing. They were supposed to do a test, and things weren't going well, and he was like, fuck it, let's just do the test. And forced the guys to do the test, and
bad call.
Really bad call. And then the explosion happened, and they're like,
so I'm assuming if it was like a radiation plant, it was like where they bring bombs to put radiation in the bomb. So it's like they probably store so much radiation in these places.
Well, I don't know about if it's. I'm not a fucking scientist. I don't know how it works exactly. The essentially the nuclear power plant, and it does something turns to smoke, and then they use the smoke to turn into the nuclear power. There's a lot more to it, a lot more big words that I'm fucking missing out.
Yeah.
But it's just like a circle, essentially. And
I get the gist.
Yeah, they were lowering the power to do some tests, and that fucked shit up.
Wow.
And massive explosion. I want to go there.
It's safe now?
Not to live in.
But to visit?
To visit, yeah. It's safe
You're
to
dead,
visit.
brother.
Look, the nuclear powers, or the nuclear...
how is it...
Or the radiation is very low now.
Why would you still want to go there?
What do you mean?
Like, you're very... like adamant about eating healthy, being healthy. You're gonna go somewhere, it's just gonna zap your testicles, kill your sperm.
Well, they have I'll be sure not to touch anything. Radiation. They tell you not to touch anything.
You fall over, just touch a tree.
What else is there? They have
So like, oh, it's not safe to live, but safe to visit. Like, that's not good enough for me.
Over the power plant, they have they put like a dome over the power plant essentially, so it's dropped the radiation drastically in the air. So
This sounds like a straight up video game.
No more wind blowing the radiation.
So all this radiation has slowly been just pushed across the whole world, and it's kind of slowly.
Yeah, the winds just took it all across Ukraine. Yeah, and the main areas.
Isn't that crazy? How long ago did this happen? Do you know?
I think it was 1986 or 1983.
So in the 1900s, that it's still just that strong, like right where it happened. It's like put a dome over it. It's like it still just sit there and radiates radiation.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to go into the dome, and you can. I think you can only take certain pictures from a certain angle of the dome. You're not allowed to. Yeah. That's one of those countries.
That's weird. That's interesting. Now I want to go take a picture.
Yeah.
That's wow. I wonder if they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna leave it there forever. Like we can't do it. Like
the dome can only stay up for like 100 years or something like that.
Yeah, put another one.
I guess so.
They got to keep putting a bigger dome over top.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Exactly what I was thinking.
Or just drop a bomb on it. Yeah. How do we destroy it? Drop another bomb on it.
Yeah. They also had like a plan to like dig underground. I'm not entirely sure what happened with this, but they got a bunch of miners and told them to dig underground. So dig directly under the
plant,
like directly under the meltdown one, which is the fourth power plant or whatever. And I'm not entirely sure what happened, but the workers were it was so hot that they ended up working naked because completely butt-ass naked.
Wow.
Because it was so hot. And pretty much all those people. I
can already see and predict the future right now, right? Every 100 years there's going to be a bigger dome. Put on top of that dome. And 1,000 years from now, like some futuristic civilization is going to come across this place and be like, what is this? Like, what? Remove these domes. Like, what the heck? We want to see in here. They remove it. Everyone dies.
Boom.
And we start from zero. Adam and Eve. Like, that's what's going. Boom.
It's. I don't think the radiation is that bad because I believe they had people coming and visiting prior to the dome being over there, but after they put the dome in, it dropped even more.
Oh wow, they're like, okay, like the dome really fixed a lot.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All it takes is one little crack in that dome and starts seeping all that radiation back out. Dude, that's a crazy situation.
It's
That's like straight off a movie.
Yeah. It's absurd.
Man.
Yeah. It's a good series though. You should watch it.
It sounds cool. I'd be curious if it's such a thing that radiation can actually like mutate animals.
I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking.
I've seen little things like pollution or something mutating animals, like butterflies being like all white when they shouldn't be, like albino crocodiles, stuff like that. Like,
That's due to radiation.
I don't know if it's due to radiation. I'm just saying there's like things that can mutate animals that aren't even radiation. It's like other things like plastic in the environment. I'm not saying that's an example, but it's like other stuff like that can mutate genes in animals. So I'm like, I wonder if radiation's an actual thing where it could mutated creature to be like crazy looking.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that severe.
Yeah, I think it's more so, it would just be hard to zap. It's probably like a thing where
there's a video about Chanobol animal mutations, so I'll probably watch them.
Send me that later. I want to. Wow. Okay, so to answer my question, yes.
I don't know if that's real. It's
real, brother. Nowadays. It's straight from Chernobyl. You're gonna have a Polaroid picture of just some deer that's just contorted. You can be like, look what I saw.
I'm gonna have a Polaroid of the dome, that certain angle.
That's gonna be
Polaroid
sick.
Of the
Ferris wheel.
Of the Ferris wheel, and then maybe the pool.
Pool, yeah.
The pool area. I don't have like a specific thing in mind for the pool, but the pool.
The dome. It has to be such a weary picture.
It's actually not that like. I mean, I feel like it would be a weird picture without like the same angle, but without the dome. It's just like a mangled building, essentially.
Mangled building. Like, take it where the sun's like just about to go down. It's kind of dark, and you barely see the picture. And you're just like, dude, this was like a massive government mistake that killed hundreds of thousands of people, and you just see a remnants of it. Like, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah. I guess another 2 more facts. The radiation was so bad that it emits during the explosion. It emits a certain like light, like it glows in the sky, like a blue glow or something like that. And they were like flying a helicopter above it, and the scientist is like, if you fly it, he's in the scientist dude is in there with the government guy, and government guy doesn't believe that the radiation can kill us, and
we're telling you, it will kill you.
And
let's go.
Scientist dude tells the pilot, he's like, if you fly over this, because the government guy wants to fly over it to see the explosion. He's like, he doesn't believe that it exploded because scientifically it's not. Nuclear power plants aren't supposed to explode. Like, it's not in the option, right? So government people don't believe it. Scientist dude is like, it exploded. Like, if you fly over it right now, it will kill us immediately. Or not immediately, but it'll kill us like very quickly. And then the helicopter guy.
It will kill you, bro. It won't. Let's just go. The second they cross that threshold line, it's like straight down. Everyone dead instantly. Yeah. Oh my god, that would be. Oh, that would be rough, but funny at the same time.
Yeah, the glow, and then there was a story of, last thing, one of the firefighters, one of the first people to show up to try to kill the fire and like I guess clean up a little bit, ended up in the hospital. His skin's just being eaten away by the radiation burns. And his wife was pregnant, and the wife decides to go in and like touch him and shit. And they're like, you have to leave. Like, whatever you do not touch him. Whatever you do, like, stay behind this wall that we have. Like, they have like plastic wrap around them.
Do not enter.
And she's just like, I'm going in. And then he's in there. They're touching each other. And then months later, the guy's obviously dead.
Yeah.
And then the lady has a baby. Lady was perfectly fine, but the baby absorbed all the radiation. So the baby died like hours into being alive.
I thought you were gonna say it came out like with like 4 arms or something. Like
No, not a mutant. But
this is like straight off from freaking what's the forest?
Yes, yeah. Dude, I think about Utah all the time, and then I'm like, damn, land bridge.
Yeah.
And I think about the forest because
the forest,
land bridge.
Yeah, you're like, what was it? We're going to some cave, and you're like, so where do you find the bow at or something like that? I'm like, oh, it's on the other side of the land bridge, and you're like.
What do you mean land bridge?
What do you mean the land bridge? I'm like, the land bridge. The bridge is going across the water and it's made out of land. And you're like, you mean just land?
You guys had to be there.
Yeah,
you guys
had to be there, and you may be there if you watch our gaming vlogs. You may be part of those situations.
That's right. Yeah, I guess if you guys would like to see more gaming vlogs, give us recommendations on what games we should
some
play.
gaming recommendations.
Yeah, I don't really keep up with the games coming out nowadays, so if there's anything like cool that's like co-op or whatever that you guys think would be exciting or fun to watch from the two of us, please, we're open to recommendations. I was sent a video. I told this to you yesterday. A kid comes into B-Team occasionally.
That's right. You're supposed
to show me. Kid comes into B-Team occasionally, trains with us. He came up to me yesterday or 2 days ago. He's like, JayRod, like someone made this video of you guys. Like you should like this is funny. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, this is hilarious. Josh would love this.
Can I see it now?
Absolutely.
Is it a Minecraft song? It's like, yeah, it's one of the greatest songs ever.
Yeah, just have it in your playlist.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Dude, I like get into this song. It's like dun, 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 dun.
No.
Dun, 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 dun. Song? It's like, yeah, it's one of the greatest songs ever.
Yeah, just have it in your playlist.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Dude, I like get into this song. It's like dun, 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 dun.
No.
Dun, 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 dun. What? Oh my god.
It just transfers to an edit of JDawg fucking people up on the mats.
Who made this?
I have no clue. This guy's TikTok or whatever. This is hilarious.
This is awesome. Why did you send me this?
Dude, that's so good.
That is actually hilarious.
So good. I was genuinely laughing. That was great.
That was a really good. Whoever you are, that was a really good edit.
Yeah. Let me see.
Dun, dun. You have to send me that. You have to send me that. I got a screen record that and post it and try and find this guy.
So his TikTok is BJJREVO.
BJJR. Hold on. Let me.
That's on TikTok though. I don't know. I don't have TikTok, but the kid had TikTok. He was like, "Yo, look at this edit I found of you guys."
What is it? BJJRVEO.
REVO.
REVO.
That's
so
delightful.
funny.
That was a very funny edit.
The first clip was so serious.
Yeah,
it's one of the greatest songs ever.
Yeah, that was great. That's great.
I'm gonna hold it some, okay?
You have to put it all the way in.
Okay. Just breathe out if.
Mom, can you just do it?
I know I shouldn't curse in front of my mom, but cauliflower ear sucks. I use Collie Buds ear magnets. I really wish I would have had these magnets, but my ears were messed up. These keep my cauliflower ear at bay. They're the original and best quality cauliflower ear magnets on the market. Step 1, drain your ear. Step 2, pick your buds. Step 3, put them on your ear. Make the right decision. Invest in these Collie Buds so your ears don't look like chicken nuggets like mine. Check them out on Amazon or colliebuds.com. Had ears. Train with your buds.
We're gonna film a gaming vlog after this.
We're gonna try.
We're gonna try, yeah. So what should we play?
Were you able to find the gray area? You were.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I did a little hack.
Okay.
So what I did was we had the survivor world, and in order to not like get rid of the cheats on that world, I copied that world. So all you have to do is like there's an option in the edit area. You can delete the world or you can copy a world. So I copied the world, and then on the copy of the world, I went into it, changed it to creative, and then typed in location or locate palm or a pale garden.
Wow.
And
Look at
then
this guy.
It took me. It gave me the coordinates.
Nice.
Took over to it, and I saw it. It was beautiful.
What was your first emotion?
I didn't go in there and experience it. I looked at it from above because I was in creative.
Okay.
And I don't know if we should go into it in that world. I think I should take some more time and go to a different seat or get a different world. Do the same thing until I find like a good one.
A good one.
Because that one was like, it was relatively small, and majority of it was on top of a cliff. And I was like, this is gonna be hard to traverse.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it was very dense as well. So, but it's very gray.
Very gray.
It's very gray. But yeah, our issue essentially, yes. Did we talk about it just now?
I think we mentioned we did a gaming vlog, but it didn't work out. But I don't think we explained why.
So essentially, what happened yesterday was we come in, we play Minecraft. We're like, all right, we're good to go. We're gonna find this garden. We'll set up a base, and that'll be the end of this vlog. We took an entire hour of searching, aimlessly. Aimlessly.
That's a good way to describe it.
We went across so much land and didn't find any pale garden.
Any hint of the new biome whatsoever.
Nothing at all. And there were points where I was feeling hopeless and whatnot. And then after that hour, Josh had to go teach, so I was like, man, I guess I'll traverse and do this on my own. But yeah, we essentially just wasted an hour.
Yeah, it was rough. It was just nose in the grindstone, going forward, looking, and we came across nothing. So we wasn't too much gameplay on that go round.
So we won't be releasing that for you guys because it's very, I guess, rather boring.
Yeah, so we're making another one.
We'll make another one down the line. But today, what should we do today? I have 2v2s downloaded.
Okay.
I have Minecraft. I don't have many games downloaded because I have the Call of Duty, and the Call of Duty takes up pretty much my entire PlayStation.
We have to see because my Call of Duty is on my Xbox, not my PlayStation. Yeah.
Okay.
Which sucks because the Xbox can't do like an hour record like the PlayStation can.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it can. No, it can't. I'm not sure why. Only the PlayStation can.
Okay.
So, yeah.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But yeah, for you guys, drop a comment down below. Let us know what you guys would like to see from us. What else is going on? When do you leave?
I leave Tuesday. Plane leaves at 7:05 in the morning.
Early.
Early.
And you'll be gone until the new year, or?
Yep, until January 2nd or 3rd. Yeah. Out there visiting the fam out in Richmond, and then I'll be in Blacksburg or Christiansburg for 1 week. So 1 week in Richmond, 1 week in Christiansburg, and then I'm back.
Sick. You gonna do any seminars or anything like that?
I was gonna maybe do one in Blacksburg. I was talking to the gym owner out there, but for the most part, probably just do stuff with my family.
Are you gonna train while you're out there?
Yeah.
Bro, if you're gonna train, you might as well do it.
That's what I was thinking. I was like
whatever amount of money you deem worthy.
Yeah.
For a ticket. Hey guys. JDawg, B-Team.
Yeah, I'll try to
Dawg.
see if I can set one up. I'll definitely be training when I'm out there. I have a lot of places I have to visit to train.
Yeah.
A lot of people just asking me to come and train.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think you should.
Yeah.
You could, at least it could help cover your travel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, well, I can go see my family and not lose money.
True.
This is sick.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should try to do something, even if it's short notice. I know it's short notice, but still.
I agree.
Yeah.
I brought up the guy who murdered the CEO of United Healthcare.
Which completely.
We just jumped and just like, hey, you know that guy who murdered? Yeah. Anyway, the clouds are fake. But
radioactive babies.
yeah, way better stuff. Kind of, because the lore behind this murder is kind of crazy.
I don't know any of the lore. I'm assuming it's kill the CEO guy. I guess the CEO guy probably like these people don't care about other people's lives and whatnot, right? So it's what's the CEO of?
United Healthcare,
Oh.
Healthcare insurance. Big boy,
Big boy, big
fat
house.
pockets.
Yeah.
There is a lot of lore behind this freaking death. First things first, he shot him. I think 3 times because there were maybe.
All right. So what I do know
Yes.
is I've watched the video, and this guy's trained.
Think he's trained?
Well, he knows how to use the firearm for sure.
I would assume so.
It almost looks like he expected. I watched a breakdown video from a gun, like gun guy's perspective, and they're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna replicate it. We're gonna use 3 different guns of what he could possibly be using, different
Yeah.
suppressor options and whatnot. They're like
kinda cool.
breaking down what he was using.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a lot of different. I don't know how much of this is true, what I'm about to talk about, but this is true. Is they found 3 shell casings on the scene of the murder that had engravings in them,
Yeah.
and it said "delay, deny, depose." I'm like, what's this? This is like some V for Vendetta type stuff, dude. Like, and then so it had that. And then, like, they found a backpack on the scene that he obviously left there on purpose.
Yeah.
That had, like, some sort of like, scripted messages in it. And they're like, what the heck's going on, blah, blah, blah. And then I saw something that was interesting. I was like, is this guy really... Did he really take it this far? But I saw a video on Instagram that was this guy, like, kind of looking through the conspiracy of the murder. And they looked at this guy. It seems like Luigi...
Is it Ouija or Luigi?
It's Lugi.
Luigi.
Luigi, yeah.
Yeah.
He looked at his Instagram or Twitter, and he has 285 posts.
286.
Is it 86?
I want to say it is 286.
It's one of those.
I remember it's 286, 286, 286.
Yeah, it's
Like,
286,
seeing that,
286. There's across like the whole board.
Yeah.
Something like it was like 286 miles exactly, like from the United Healthcare building, like from where he killed the guy. Like I'm like, is this really this calculated? And then you look up 286. It's a Bible verse in the
That's a
Bible.
Bible verse.
Yeah, and it's like basically, I can't remember off my head exactly what it was, but a perfect representation of like a rich insurance company taking advantage of like poor people or something like that. Like it's something to do with that. And I was like, wow, was this murder this calculated? Like, holy cow, who is this guy?
Sure seems like him.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, geez. And it made me think, I was like, man, it's these people who are like martyrs, whatever, who basically get killed but like for a bigger purpose, whatever. He hasn't gotten killed, but arrested. It does send a message to a lot of people, kind of like the movie V for Vendetta. It's like, wow, people start thinking like, oh, these like super, super crazy, rich, wealthy, elite people, like they're not untouchable.
Yeah.
Like, people see them as so much like they live a different life, you know, like they don't even, almost like they don't even exist kind of thing. And it's like, bro, you could just be the CEO of United Healthcare, just be walking across the street and still just get shot. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude came out of nowhere and just,
That's it.
that's it.
That's all it takes. The what was the one shooting as well where it was on TV where it's very old. They're like filming some guy that was arrested for murdering someone. He's walking by, and right behind the guy is a bunch of payphones. And the guy on the payphone,
He just turns. But I want to say it was a dad of a daughter who'd gotten raped by the guy.
Yeah. So
That dude, I mean, I would do that 1,000%.
yeah.
If I had nothing to lose, if someone like murdered my wife and kids, I had nothing to lose, I'd be like, I would have, all right, maybe I shouldn't say this on camera. But I was like, bro, at that point, you might as well have fun with it. Like, you might as well make this a whole gosh darn movie scene. Like, if in your head, you're like, all right, I'm going to go to jail or die. It's like, You might as well go out with the bang. You might as well make this cool, wear some sort of cool anonymous mask, make up some fake conspiracy theories around the murder, you know? In reality, it's like not that deep.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like I would have done the same thing. If a guy raped my daughter and wife and then killed them, like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm not letting this guy get away from prison. I'm going to kill this guy.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder if that guy had any repercussions for killing the guy that was like walking in that video.
Probably, dude.
I feel like
Probably
did. Yeah,
Just
it's very
kinda-
frustrating.
It is frustrating.
Doesn't deserve it.
There's a similar video of that of like a girl, a mom who wants to, like a mom of these kids who had gotten raped or whatever, and she's like in the courtroom, kind of like stone cold killer. This woman, she's like in a trench coat, dude, like straight out the Matrix, like in the courtroom, and she's like standing there, like staring at this guy. And in the middle of the hearing, out of nowhere, she's just like, poof, 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 like this gun out of nowhere, boom, boom, and she's like this dead face, just she's getting tackled, and she's just like, like just dead face. It's like the life sucked out of her, dude, from what that guy did to her, I guess. But he's dead.
Shame. Wow.
That's wild. That's some stone cold stuff right there, dude.
Yeah. Speaking of firearms, I installed a flashlight on my
Oh, that's right.
my rifle.
Tactical flashlight.
I installed, what else did I install? I installed some some things for straps. So the strap will come over my head and my arm, so it'll stay right in front of my torso. Very nice. All supplied to me by my sponsor, Killer Defense.
Boom.
Very kind of them. They've literally sent me a rifle, made custom magazines, and sent me all these accessories to put on the rifle. I'm having a blast over here. It's like playing adult Legos. I really love it. I can't wait
That's a good way to put it. Adult Legos.
I cannot wait to shoot the thing.
Shoot the damn thing.
Yeah. Hopefully, I would like to shoot it before make an ad. Also in that elf costume and
Gonna be sick.
yeah, a little advertisement before Christmas or around Christmas Day.
Gonna be sick.
Yeah.
We could do a video of Operation Elf on the Shelf. We have to save me from Santa Claus using your Killer Defense weapon.
Yeah, that's Killer Defense helped me prepare for when Santa Claus takes you.
Thank you, Killer Defense. I appreciate the help.
All I need is a helicopter and night vision goggles now.
Yep.
I can invade.
You ever visualize? I may just be weird, but sometimes I visualize me when I'm driving in my car of like what I would do. For example, I'll just be driving my car, and sometimes I'm like, man, like if Jay got kidnapped right now, or like Teresa got kidnapped, and I had to like get the boys to come help me get her or something like that. Like, what would that look like?
Yeah.
I visualize that at least once or twice a month.
I don't think I.
Well, you got to start because it's an awesome experience.
So what does your mind come up with? What does it look like to you?
So
who are the boys?
Probably in the immediate vicinity of when I'm in my car. I think of me, you, Nicky Rod. I think of Brady. Just people I know that I see a lot every day, right? Come to Dawg's house every week. And I just think of like, man, if we just had to go, I don't know, like someone kidnapped one of our girls or something. I visualize us just being in the car, in like a regular car, like not even like a cool truck or anything. It's like a regular little like Toyota car, just driving, and we're just like we're swapping mags of like, hey, make sure this is full. Like, hey, like, did you bring the blah blah blah? Yeah. We put like ski masks on. And like we're just like, you know, loading up all the guns, making sure all the magazines are full while someone's driving, and like we're driving, and then we see the car. Like, we we have an idea of where the car is going to be at a certain time, and then it comes in front of us, and boom, like we take the exit, and we just start chasing after these motherfuckers, and like we just like follow them until they get to their house, and we wait for them to get to like their house where we know they're keeping the kidnapped person, and as they go to close the door, we just kick that shit in and just start clearing the house.
Oh my god,
that happens twice a month, and then when the visualize over, I'm just like, that would be pretty cool.
that'd be sick. I need a rifle.
And I was like, some kidnap someone so I can do this.
Oh man,
I often think of like, I don't know, having like 1 or 2 SF guys, like in my visualization, like somehow like calling up like Tim Kennedy or something and being like, hey man, I know like this, what we're about to do is illegal, but like you're the only one who could help us. And just having at least 2 like special forces guys there, so someone knows what to do while we're there. Like we're not just a bunch of retards. Like at least there's at least 2 guys there who can get the job done. Like
I wonder what training is like for those guys. Obviously it varies heavily on like what like branch they're going off into, right? But like what was training for Tim Kennedy like versus,
it's probably sick, man.
right?
It's probably sick.
It's got to be
Probably
dreadful, like with the whatever it is. What's the kind of like Hell Week for
Hell
wrestling?
Week, that's for like, oh, for wrestling?
Well, that's we had Hell Week for wrestling.
Yeah. For Hell Week for wrestling was, I mean, I don't know. I want to say off the top of my head, like, I would assume it's not as hard as like Hell Week for like Navy SEALs and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, for
Like,
sure. But I'm saying like they have that week, and then what's the training like after that? Because I feel like after that is like the fun shit. They have to
true.
start, like learning how to clear a room. Learning how to fucking speak to each other without fucking.
Dude, it's sick
making
stuff.
any
Dude.
noise
Like
like
I watched this podcast a while ago of this guy named Sean Ryan. I watch his podcast a lot, and he was a Navy SEAL for SEAL Team 6, and he was a special force, not special forces, but a contractor for the CIA. Like he's done some like ninja spy stuff, like super cool guy. But he was talking about some of the training they did, and some of the stuff he talks about. I'm just like, bro, that'd be so sick. Like, for example, learning how to navigate underwater, like in pitch black water you can't see, but you have like a glow in the dark compass, but it's way more high tech than compass.
Yeah.
And just knowing where you're going just by looking at this thing, even though you can't see.
Bro's got a fucking heartbeat sensor in there.
Probably a heartbeat sensor does beep. And they like train with dolphins too.
What?
They train with dolphins because they some teams have dolphins that can like basically how like dogs sniff out drugs and bombs. Like these dolphins will detect underwater mines. Yeah.
I had no clue this was a fucking thing.
Really? Okay, well, let me tell you a story then of this guy. He goes, it was a super funny story. He said like, so we're doing like underwater navigation course or something like that, where you have you and something called a swim buddy, which is just you, a 2v2 basically, right? 2v2, 2 guys, and there's like 6 different teams, and it's like a race to who can get to the end of the point in pitch black water in the middle of nighttime. You're out in the ocean, and it's like who can get there the quickest by just looking at this device or gear they have. And he goes, I'm swimming with my buddy, and we're sitting there like you're real close to each other, and all you have is like a little glow stick like on your goggles, so you like see each other as long as you stay close. So you're looking at each other, you know, you're doing hand signals or blah blah blah. And he goes, and you have like a radio like in your headpiece that you could talk to someone above water. Just in case someone's dying or hypothermia because the water's like super cold. And I'm there to hear over the comm. He's like, swim pair 321. Please redirect your course. You are swimming into the dolphin's den. And it goes out. And then he looks at his buddy and he goes, in my head, I was looking at my buddy like, what idiots like that are swimming in there like they don't know where the fuck they're going, you know? So they keep swimming and it comes over the radio again. He's like, swim pair 3817, you are entering the dolphin's den. Please redirect your course. And he's like, God, those guys are idiots, dude. And he's swimming, and then I start hearing like, and it's like we found out that like we were the ones that were swimming into the dolphin's den. And nothing happened. Like they were just swimming around us and stuff. We couldn't even see them. We could only hear them.
You just get raped by a fucking dolphin.
Yeah, he's
They'll
like, you
fuck
could
up.
be. Yeah. Yeah. He goes, but it was funny because the whole time we're thinking, like, what idiots, like, that, whatever pair they're talking about, they don't know what the hell they're doing. He's like, it was us, like, going the wrong way the whole time. So I bet some of the training is just, like, obviously hard and stuff, but there's some parts where it's, like, it's just pretty cool. You know?
Sure.
He told some crazy stories, man, of just, like, when you're out there in warfare, just with your boys, obviously I don't know because I've never done it. But I would assume there's times where, like, or it sounds like there's times where you and your boys are just winging shit. It's just so
There's
much
a lot of
winging
that,
stuff of just like, this is how you're supposed to do it. This is how we train it, but it never happens that way out in a live situation. And it's just winging stuff, you know? Because he's like, he told a story one time. He was like, we were on top of like a big dirt mound. Big dirt mound, and we're just like we're a sniper unit, but we're not there to kill anyone. We're there just to like recon, like get data and take it back. And he goes, and he was explaining to him and his buddy, we're up on this big dirt mound, and we're just like looking. He goes, we weren't on top of the dirt mound. He goes, because if you sit on top, when the sun starts to go down, they can see your silhouette of like on top of the dirt mound when the sun goes down. He goes, so you actually sit kind of in front of it a little bit. So you're not at the top. So you kind of blend in with the mountain or of the dirt. He goes, we're sitting there and we notice this tank. It looks like it has spotted us, but we don't know. We're really far away. And he goes, we sit there and the tank starts moving in our direction, but we don't want to get up and start panicking if it hasn't spotted us, right? He goes, so we're sitting there and it's still pretty far away. Like we're on a sniper scope, so it's really far away. And out of nowhere, just shoots at us way off, not even close to us, but it shoots. So we're like, they see us. He goes, so we get up real quick and we go to the other side of the dirt mound. It's not a big hill, probably like as big as this room, you know, but a little bit taller. He goes, we go to the other side and we're like, did he see us? Was he shooting at something else? Because like he was way off, like, you know what I mean? So he goes, so we're sitting there and we see it start coming around the dirt mound, not like right on us, but like at probably like a half a football field length away. It's like coming around. So he goes, for about a good 30 minutes, we're just sitting here like playing this tank, like, with the tank just like around and around. And like it seemed like the tank, whoever was in the tank wasn't sure if they saw something, but they were just like checking. So we're just like standing around and eventually just goes back and we're just like, let's get the hell out of here. Like we just leave. And so there's probably so many moments like that where you're just like, bro, like what the hell are we doing out there? Like we didn't even know what we were doing.
Yeah. Both sides don't really know what they're doing, I guess.
Yeah, both sides. It's just two dudes just trying to kill one another and they're not really sure how to do it, but they're both trying to figure it out. Like, oh, God. That's funny. You said if all else failed in your life, you would have gone in the military?
I wouldn't be opposed. I wouldn't be opposed. But if I did it, I would be like some cool shit. I wouldn't like.
Yeah, you wouldn't just want to be.
I would be like a
kitchen manager for the army.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, what's the ocean thing?
Coast Guard.
Coast Guard. Yeah, fuck that.
Coast Guard. hey. Don't talk wrong with the Coast Guard. They're pretty sick.
What makes you say it's sick?
I think anything is dangerous is sick.
Was the house Coast Guard dangerous? Have you seen Sal?
The movie?
No, Sal.
Yeah.
You were Coast Guard.
Sal's Coast Guard. He's Navy. He was Navy.
He was Navy? I don't know. I'm pretty sure he was Coast Guard, no?
I'm pretty sure he's Navy.
I could have sworn he was Coast Guard.
I mean, even if you're part of the Navy, it doesn't mean you go to war or anything. You can just be people who help on like ships and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't want to do that.
No, I would want to be special forces, hands down.
Kill people.
hands down. Yeah, I want to be night vision goggles.
Yeah. I want to have nightmares every night for the rest of my life.
You say that, and then like you have people in special forces like, dude, if you knew the collateral damage of war, like you would not want to go out there. But Coast Guard, like you'd have to assume that Coast Guard's cooler than doing jiu-jitsu. Or more dangerous.
I think Sal would do jiu-jitsu while on the boat because he was so bored. So,
True.
no.
True. That's a good point.
I think it would try to get the guys to train with him, and they'd be like, no.
Yeah. I don't think. See, that's the thing. That's the thing that people don't understand is like. I think one of the baddest dudes you can be on the planet is a combat sports athlete.
For sure.
Specifically, probably, MMA. I think at the peak would be MMA.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or someone who's just really good at killing people.
Yeah.
If you're really good at hurting people or really good at killing people, you're a bad dude.
Yeah.
Right? And because there's so many, I mean, even the military, it's like there's so many dudes who are in the military, but they're like, you know, they've never seen war or anything like that. And they think they're like super, super, super tough just because they're in the military, but they're just not those guys that do that stuff. Yeah. And you have a combat athlete, like a world-class jiu-jitsu guy, wrestler, MMA fighter, just beat the dog snot out of those guys. And even the special forces guys will come into like a world-class MMA gym and get beat up.
Yeah, it's just they're specialists in
that's what I'm saying. They're specialists in killing people with weapons,
firearms,
with weapons and stuff like that. And then a fighter, it's like they're specialized in hurting, if not killing someone with their hands, with combat. Yeah, hand-to-hand combat. And so it's like at the end of the day, it will always be physical prowess is number one, right? Meaning, like someone was talking about it. I think it was a basketball player or something. They're like, what people at like a big celebrity party has the most aura? And he was like a super famous basketball player. He was like, it's always the MMA fighters. And they're like, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, I don't care if it was the 135 weight class or the heavyweight. When a peak MMA fighter comes in, they have an aura about them that just different, because at the end of the day, everyone knows, you know, I can put a basketball in a bucket better than you. I can throw a football farther than you, but they can always come in the room and be like, I can beat everyone's ass. Yeah. And at the end of the day, being able to beat someone's ass is the end all be all, right? And our own country demonstrates that. It's like we try to negotiate deals. We try and I'll give you this lane. If you give me this lane, I'll trade you this. But at the end of the day, if something does not work out and money cannot buy something, it's go take it. Yeah. It's physical dominance. It's go beat them up. So like at the end of the day, no matter how rich you are, no matter how fast you are, how smart, blah, 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 at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, I think even in 2025, it still comes down to, can I kill you before you can kill me?
I'm pretty good at that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that. I feel like that's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because at the end, if there was no rules, right? If you're a trained Navy SEAL guy, especially a trained Navy SEAL guy, could get this done better than an MMA fighter or combat athlete. But it's like, if you have money that I want, I can come take it from you. Yeah. And you can't stop me.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
I'm a bad dude, baby. I'll choke you out. Yeah, no, some of the MMA fighters, dude, it's like, yeah, dude, it's like the stuff they do. But then at the same time, and you have a world-class grappler, it's like, man, if they get you to the ground, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, some of the MMA guys, they're not very good at defending
takedowns. Or once they're on the ground, it's like they can get balled up.
Yeah,
pretty quick.
It's really easy, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's just they're not focused on, like, we're specialists in jiu-jitsu and they're trying to master all the aspects.
That's true. But you have to take into consideration too, you've grappled high level MMA fighters and Navy SEALs. Let's just stick with the MMA fighters for now. But you've grappled high level MMA fighters and submitted them and dominated them, but you've never gone with them once where they were able to throw a punch.
Yeah.
How much different do you think that would change?
I would say drastically.
A situation.
Drastically.
I think it'd change it drastically, but it's like...
I mean, personally, I still think I'd win.
I do too. Like, I do too. As long as I can not get hit with a super flush hit. It's like, once I get you to the ground, you can hit me all you want. it's not going to be the same as if you hit me on our feet.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So it's like if I could just evade some punches and just close the distance real quick and take you down. Once you're on the ground,
you're fucked.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
To knock me out or do damage.
Yeah.
But I will say those really, really good MMA fighters, like I've gone with a few at B-Team, Sedong Young, what's his name?
Song Yadong.
Yeah, I've gone with him.
Yadong.
I've gone another MMA fighter. I forget his name. He had a short black hair. Wasn't Sean Brady. It was someone else UFC. I should take his back and choked him. But
Bryce Mitchell.
Bryce Mitchell,
country boy.
No. He came and visited B-Team probably 11 months ago.
RDA comes in. Bryce Mitchell's coming in.
I want to say his name was Cody.
Song Yadong Cody.
With a K. I'd have to find footage or something.
Alex.
That sounds familiar.
I think
short black hair.
Yeah, I think it's
kind of stocky.
Yeah, stocky. Yeah.
Yep.
I think he fights at 155.
Okay, yeah. I think it might have been him.
Yeah.
Hernandez, it might have been him.
Yeah. He was supposed to be kind of on the come up. He had a little bit of hype behind him, and then he had a loss to Cowboy Cerrone, and then it was kind of that was kind of stunted his growth in the UFC a bit. But
yeah, so I've gone with some of those UFC guys, especially I don't know how to. I always forget to say his name, but what's Sedong Young?
Song Yadong. So
Song Yadong.
Dong.
Okay. Saw your dong. That's
pretty much. Yeah.
Saw your dong. Okay. But as far as the jiu-jitsu wrestler versus MMA fighters, once I take you down, you're screwed. People like him though, when I went with him, it was really hard to keep him down.
Yeah, most MMA guys,
you can't really keep him down. So it's all right, if I can just get you on the ground, you can't punch me. But it's they do a really good job of getting back up to be able to punch you. So it's okay, this is going to be rough.
This is when I fought him, it was I took him down, took his back, and he pretty much spun until he exhausted himself from mount to back control. He just spun across the mat, mount back control.
Wow.
Until he exhausted himself, I took his back.
Really?
And then smitted him. Yeah.
When I went to man practice, I would take him down, and once I'd get him down, as I'm trying to climb the body, ideally I should have just, looking back, I probably could just controlled that bottom leg while stepping up, and it would have been hard for him. But I was letting go and trying to climb up the body, and he was just so good at it. He would just frame and just scramble up his feet, so fast. And I was just God, it's hard to keep this guy down.
Yeah, hard to pin.
I feel once I got him into a position, I can control him. But getting to that position, it's good luck. God, it's hard.
A lot of MMA guys are like that.
Yeah,
a lot of MMA guys. I would say it's even more so in the lower weights. They'll fight more.
At that point, though, it's I don't know if you should decide if I'm fighting an MMA guy, I take him down, and he's trying to scramble up to his feet. Instead of focusing on trying to control him, it's hell, I'm just going to try and do as much damage as he's coming up. As he's coming up, I'm just punching, kicking, just you know what I mean, and then just try and get another takedown.
Yeah. I think in those mid scrambles, stuff like that, when they're trying to come up, I think foot sweeps is the time to start
foot
using
sweeps
those
too.
things,
Yeah,
because a lot of times a lot of their weight is on one foot more than the other, so it's better to integrate foot sweeps when they're
that's true.
Kind of framing and getting up.
Yeah, leaning to one side.
Yeah. Should we play the little video game?
Let's do it.
All right, guys. As always, thank you all for tuning into the Dawg House. Please support our sponsor that supports the Dawg House. They keep us up and running. Collie Buds, they make magnets for your ears. Drain your ugly cauliflower ear. Put those magnets on, and you'll be good to go. No more inflammation in those chicken nugget ears. Do you have any announcements? Anything to?
Not really. Not really. Not today.
I have a seminar in Medford, Oregon, January 11th and 12th. So it's 2 sessions in 2 days. I'll be there in I want to say Clever Jiu-Jitsu Academy. Also, it's kind of a collaboration with Killer Defense as well. So guys, if you're in Oregon and want to visit my seminar, please stop by. You can get your tickets in my bio on my Instagram. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for tuning in.
Peace.